All right, welcome back. All right, for chapter 3, chapter 3 is on interdepartmental communications. So interdepartmental communication, this is the chapter in which we will discuss what are the subjects of communications, or what are the details of communication between front office and other departments. Because front office, in order for the front office to function well or to function properly, they need to actually communicate with other departments, especially housekeeping regarding room status and so on. So this is the chapter in which we will discuss what do they communicate between front office and other departments in the hotel. Okay. Role of front office in interdepartmental communication. The front office plays a pivotal role in delivering hospitality to guests because many of the departments in hotel, even though they provide services to the guests, however, most of the time guests will be coming to front office for any help. Even they need help from um, housekeeping, for example, they need extra bed or extra pillow or whatever loan items that they require, they will call the operator in front office. So front office is the one who will most of the time delivering hospitality to the guests. It sets the stage for a pleasant or unpleasant visit. So because front office is the one who have contact with the guest, even other people are doing the 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 mistakes, you will be the front, you will be the face of hotel, and handle it. The relationship of the front office manager developed with other department directors are vital to gathering information for the guests. So in another word, you must have good relationship with other departments so that coordination will be will be effective. Hmm. The departments that front office will have contact with is marketing and sales, housekeeping, food and beverage, banquet, controller, maintenance, security, and human resource. Let us go into the details. So this is interdepartmental communication. As you can see, there will be two-way communication between front office and all other departments in hotel. We start with number one. What is the communication between front office and also marketing department? Number one, this is what we just discussed in our first session just now. They will provide data of the guest histories to the marketing and sales. Just now we said they will share about customer details and also guest histories, because if we share guest histories only, it will not be meaningful. We have to share the details of personal information like contact information. Details concerning guest visit to be used by marketing to develop promotion and also prepare mailing labels and select appropriate advertising media. So in simple words, the front office need to share about guest details and their staying history with the marketing department, so that marketing department will promote or will develop a marketing program for the guests, specific to the type of guest. Number two, process requests for reservation for sleeping rooms from marketing and sales. Lorena, just now, if you still remember, I talked to you that most of the independent tourists, they will book the hotel rooms by themselves. However, group bookings or group travelers, usually they will make
Yeah.
reservation through marketing and sales, such as a group from companies. When they want to use meeting facilities, banquet facilities, or seminar facilities, they will go through marketing. And usually, sometimes when they have seminars or they have convention and so on, they might need sleeping rooms. So marketing and front office will be communicating on reservation for sleeping rooms for the seminar attendees or convention participants. Number three, offer good first impression. Offer first good impression to the public. This is when I read this, I understand that marketing and sales from time to time will get front office to answer questions on their behalf, because marketing and sales can only give information about meeting spaces, banquet spaces, seminar hall, and so on, but they do not have actually the information regarding types of rooms, room features, and so on. So if the contact person from the company would like to know how is the room features for presidential suite and so on, they will contact the front office, and front office will need to give information with good first impression. Okay. Number four, relay messages to marketing and sales. Relay messages simply means daily messages. If there is any message that they need to pass to marketing and sales. And the last one is meet information requests of guests for meeting, seminars, and banquets. Like we said just now, meeting, seminars, and banquets. Sales is from what? From sales department, and there will be special requests. Like you said, you give me example just now. They might want special request, for example, special room arrangement for their CEO or for the guest speaker of the seminar. So all of these requests, uh, requests by the participants of seminars and convention attendees will be communicated with marketing and sales. Number two, communication between front office and housekeeping. Number one, receive housekeeping room status from each other. Basically, they are exchanging room status. Okay, Lorena, how many room status you can recall when you work in front desk? How many room status you still
What do you
recall?
mean? How many rooms?
Room status you
They
can.
have how many rooms in the hotel, sir?
No, no. What I mean is how many room status that you can still remember uh, when you work in the front desk. Room status means whether they are vacant, occupied. How many room status?
I can't remember, sir.
But do you?
Because mostly it's sad to say that I'm not really into the into the system, sir. Yeah, I don't really,
Okay.
just like I was in the front office, I always like back office taking attending calls. But if they have reservation,
Lorena, I hardly can hear your voice. Can you hear mine? Actually, can you
yes,
hear?
sir.
You can hear my voice clearly.
Yeah, very well, sir. Yes,
Ah,
very well, sir. I hear you.
okay, now because I hardly can hear you talking. I mean, your voice are
Oh,
cracking sometimes. Okay, never mind.
yeah, maybe my
I share with you some of the important room status between housekeeping and front office. Lorena, there are five at least. There are many. Actually, there are more than 10. But important five is important five is the most used commonly in between the two departments. Number one is VC status. VC means vacant clean. Vacant clean means the room has no one inside staying, means and clean means have been cleaned by the housekeeping. So it is ready for sales. We call it VC. Another
Oh, yeah.
mm,
Yes, yes. Yeah.
okay, another room status is VD, vacant dirty. Have you heard vacant dirty?
30. Yeah, 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 sir. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I heard
Vacant dirty
this. Yes.
simply means that the guests have checked out, but the room is yet to be cleaned by housekeeping. So we call it vacant
Mm.
dirty. Another room
Okay.
status that they will share is occupied clean and occupied dirty. Occupied clean, occupied dirty means whether the room is clean or not, and the front office cannot sell because it is occupied. Another one is out of order room. Out of order room means room have some defaults. Room have some faulties. Means something is broken, something is not functioning. Maybe aircon is not cold. There's a leaking in piping line. I mean plumbing line, or maybe lightings. Some of the bulb uh, is not uh, is not on, or anything. So we call it out of order room. OOO. Huh? So that is five room status. Huh? So they will be exchanging room status with each other. Number two, report potential house count. Just now I told you the house count. House count means how many people stay in the hotel, registered in the hotel, and stay in the hotel. Because I give you the reason just now, front office need to inform housekeeping how many people register and the occupancy percent, because housekeeping need to schedule the staff, the cleaner schedule. Need to schedule the cleaners working. Number three, relay guest requests for amenities and supplies to housekeeping. Yeah, sometimes this is what we talked in the previous session. Sometimes guests they require something like amenities and supplies, but they do not call housekeeping. They will call the front office. Lorena, do you get the chance to go to your room, to your hotel room? Do you
Oh,
see?
yes, sir. Yes, sir. I had the chance because they asked me to monitor the one who are arranging the for like celebration in the room. They decorating something, and I need to watch out all the people there inside the room. And
Okay.
then after finish, I just close the door. The room.
Do
Yeah.
you do you find any telephone directory given to the guest stating that 0 is for operator, 5 is for housekeeping, sorry, 8 is for housekeeping, 5 is room service? Do they provide telephone directory?
They have the telephone directory, sir. Only to the telephone, I think is zero. Zero is the general number to call.
So
Because when I'm giving the call, sir, they always they connect and they pass to the reception, and then when they ask some questions from the other department, we need to transfer them.
yes, okay, good, Lorena. That
Mm.
is your explanation. Good, you explained already bullet number 3. relay guest requests for amenities and supplies to housekeeping. If the guests need anything, they will call front office sometimes. They don't directly
Mm.
call housekeeping.
Yeah.
Some hotel, during my time, I don't know now because I've been not in the industry. So I don't know now because hotel used to give the directory uh, for 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 the guest to call the respective department, but I don't know
Mm.
now. So sometimes even we give number eight, like number eight is housekeeping, they still will call
Mm.
zero. They still will call zero, and we need to pass the message to housekeeping.
Yeah. Yeah. Still.
Mm. Okay, and then report room sales projection. Projection means future, so we need to give future occupancy percent, means projected occupancy percent to housekeeping, like the same thing I said just now, so that housekeeping can prepare for enough supplies, enough amenities, and enough cleaners to be on duty. And then relay accurate housekeeping status. Again, they share the status of housekeeping, status of room, and then relay security concern to front office. If anything, usually this is not really accurate for me. Usually housekeeping, when they find something suspicious regarding security concerns, they will straight away call the security department.
Mm.
It is
Yeah.
okay. Relay security to front office operator will call the uh, police or even security. Okay, the next one. Front office interaction with food and beverage department. Number one, relay messages to food and beverage. If there is any message, needed to be sent to food and beverage, sometimes guests also have any message, not order, message. Sometimes guests also have any message like special request. So you will relay the message to food and beverage. Number two, record accurate information on vouchers and subsequent postings. Vouchers, vouchers refers to, I give you example, there are many vouchers, credit card vouchers, paid out vouchers. I give you example, breakfast voucher, right? Um, Whenever the guests stay in the hotel, you will provide the breakfast voucher, and this breakfast voucher need to be recorded by the food and beverage. You front office will give the voucher to the guest. Guest will bring the voucher to the coffee house for breakfast, and these have to be recorded. Means guests from that room have used their voucher. Subsequent postings means posting of charges. This is not vouchers. Means when the guests have food, have dinner, have lunch, and not using vouchers, they have to deal with postings of charges. Number Charges here means billing. Number three, reporting predicted house count. Again, you will report the house count to the FMB, so the FMB can schedule employees and also prepare enough food like breakfast for the next morning. Predict sales over here means predict how many sales to make and predict how many to produce the food. Number four, processing requests for paid outs from food and beverage personnel. You work in the front office. Have you ever heard about paid out, Lorena?
Paid out. Is it?
Never? Lorena, cannot hear you.
Deleted or what?
Lorena, okay. You have never heard this one? Paid out?
No. No.
Oh, okay. Paid out is actually a service. Paid out is actually a service in which the hotel staff will pay on behalf of the guest. For
Mm.
example, the guest is international tourists and they actually do not have the local currency to pay for cash. They request someone to pay on behalf. Staff can use the restaurant money to actually pay on behalf. We call it paid outs. So
Mm.
when staff paid out on behalf of the guest, we will issue the paid out voucher and send to front office to be recorded in the guest account so that guest will pay upon checkout. Right.
Mm.
Number 5, interface with point of sale terminals. Point of sale is actually the software system used by F&B department. So any transaction, any sales made by food and beverage should be interfaced with front office. Means front office should have the access to POS system, point of sale system, so that any transaction by the guest will be recorded in the PMS system. Lorena, POS is the system by food and beverage. PMS is the system by front office. PMS and POS should be interface for guest accounts recording. Banquets. Banquets, this is function rooms, usually sold by sales and marketing department. Relay information to guests about scheduled events for banquet departments. Sometimes banquet department, they will use banquet hall or ballrooms or seminar hall for events. So it is important also for banquet department to relay information to front office so that front office can share the information about what events is happening in the hall so that guests can come and join any events.
Mm.
Definitely it's not private event lah, should be a public event. Process payment of guest charges for scheduled events for banquet department. So any banquet department sales will be the charges processed by front office. This is not by food and beverage because banquet halls, meeting space, um, all of those is under sales department, not under F&B. Prepare daily
Mm.
announcement board. Prepare daily announcement board. I think you also find in your hotel whenever there is any function, wedding, or and so on, there will be signboards telling where to go, how to find the ballroom, and so on, prepared by front desk. Controller. Controller simply means accounting and finance department or finance department of the hotel. They call it controller. Those department who will control the cost, they call it controller. Provide a daily summary of financial transaction through a well-prepared night audit for the controller. So what is number one? Number one is night audit will prepare the financial transaction reports and pass to accounting department. Provide information for billing and maintenance of credit card ledgers via the PMS to each other. Okay, Lorena, once the guests have checked out, and they pay using credit card, that is no more responsibility of the front office. Guest accounts is maintained by front office from check-in until check-out. After checkout, if the guest pay by credit cards, credit card transaction will be handled by finance. It is no more handled
Mm.
by front office. So any credit card ledgers means
Mm.
is credit card ledgers means all credit card accounts in one ledger, they will pass to accounts department to actually chase the bank and so on lah to pay for the guest. So after checkout, it is controller department job. Verbally communicates between front office and controller department as they share a common concern of guest hospitality when the finance are concerned. Um, Basically, point number 3 is talking about upon checkout. Sometimes upon checkout there will be some questioning, argument from the guests about the billings and so on. So all of these billings and inaccurate amounts and so on will need to be settled by both, actually, by front office and also by finance. And this is where they said both are concerned about providing guest hospitality when there is any finance concern. If the billing is not right and so on, the counter check and everything about the charges need to be done by both departments, because they are the one who process the posting of charges. Maintenance department is engineering department, where these people will do all the fixing and repairs. Provide room status to maintenance. Just now I said, when, if you still remember, I said there are 5 types of room status. One of it is OOO, out of order. So out of order means the room has some defaults or faulties or problems. You will report this OOO status to maintenance, so that maintenance can do the repair. Relay information on request for guest room maintenance. Security, maintain guest security, fire safety, emergency communication system, and routine investigation of guest security. This is by the security department. Alert for people who don't belong in the lobby. This is your communication. Um, okay, wait. I would like to explain bullet number 1. When you maintain the guest security in terms of fire safety, if there is any fire cases, you should report to the security department. Emergency situation, for example, there is any accidents happen in the lobby area or in the public area, you should inform the security. And alert for people who don't belong in the lobby, and drive front office staff to report inconsistency with the security department. When you front desk staff find any suspicious person in the lobby, that someone doesn't belong in the lobby, looks like very suspicious, not like the hotel guest, you should call the security to come
Yeah.
and have a word with
Mm.
this person. Last, belum last. Okay, last, human resource department. Uh, Number 1, rely upon front office staff to do initial screening of candidates. When you want to hire new people to the organization, I'm sorry, when the front office manager need to get new front office staff, they will call the human resource management. And the uh, the the human resource management need the front office manager to do initial screening. How initial screening? uh, Human resource will look at distribute the application forms. So human resource will pass all the application forms to front office. Front office will do the initial screening. Who is the most suitable candidates? Maybe a stack of applications. So front office manager will do the screening, who is the right candidate to call for interview, and giving direction to personnel office. Giving direction to personnel office, first, when you have done your personnel screening, you will ask the human resource department or personnel office to call for interview. And then when you have done the interview, you will ask the human resource department to make the background check and so on, and issue the offer letter for the staff. So that is directions to personnel office when you are selecting new people, or hiring new people. Apart from that, uh, Lorena, you deal with human resource department not only for hiring. When you need to do training, you will call the human resource department. When you need to do performance appraisal, you will call the human resource department. When you what else? When you want to talk about employee welfare, compensation package, and so on, you will call the human resource department. So basically, any human resource functions that require front office, sorry, front office, whenever they require human resource functions, they will liaise with the human resource department. Okay, Lorena, that is all important for final interaction of front office and other departments of hotel. The rest of the chapter is not really important. Lorena, are you okay?
Yes. Yes, sir.
I think it is very, I don't know how is at your end. I think it is very tiring, right? Listening to listening to a
I
lecture from online like this.
no, sir. I love listening. Just listen.
But you cannot just listen. I will call your names many times.
Yeah,
Huh? Okay,
I know,
Lorena.
sir. Sir, you always ask question.
Yeah. Okay, that is all in chapter 3 that I hope you will later study and be able to explain well in the exam. The communication between front office and other departments for
Mm, mm.
many functions, sorry, for many subjects that we have taught. Okay, so that's it. Thank you so much for attending today's lecture, and I see you next Monday. Right? Have a good
Sir,
weekend. Hmm.
thank you, sir. You too.
Have a good weekend and stay safe. Stay home. Lorena, you are staying where?
Near pavilion, sir.
Wow. New pavilion, no? Condo.
The residence, sir.
Wow. Okay. Take care. Bye.
Okay, sir. Thank you. Bye.